10 jobs AI will replace first, according to 2026 data. Let us talk about something a lot of people prefer to ignore but that is already happening right now. This is not a prediction for 20 years from now. This is not science fiction. Just in March of this year, artificial intelligence was the #1 reason for layoffs in the United States, with more than 15,000 announced cuts in a single month, representing 25% of all layoffs. This is already happening. The question is not whether AI is going to affect employment. The question is your job on the list of the most vulnerable? Today we are going to go through 10 employment categories with the highest levels of exposure to automation, based on real data from studies by Anthropic, Goldman Sachs, the World Economic Forum, and other serious sources published this year. I am not going to scare you without reason. But I am not going to soften the reality either. Let us go straight to the data. Job number 10. Data entry operators. We start with the job that has the highest exposure level on this entire list. Data entry operators have exposure above 90%. The combination of optical character recognition with artificial intelligence already handles data ingestion, validation, and formatting automatically. And this is not theoretical. Major outsourcing companies like Cognizant, Infosys, and Wipro have reduced their data entry headcount by 30 to 40% since 2024. Automated document processing tools have made manual data entry obsolete for most standard document types. The economic impact is already visible. The average salary in this sector dropped from $38,000 to $33,000 per year between 2024 and 2026, simply because the supply of workers now exceeds demand. It is projected that between 65 and 80% of current data entry roles will be eliminated by 2028. Job number 9. Customer service representatives. Customer service representatives have a 70.1% exposure level according to Anthropic's research on labor market impact. The most cited case in the industry is Klarna's. The company reduced its customer service staff from 2,300 to 1,600 agents, a cut of 700 positions, after deploying AI that now handles 70% of all customer interactions. Why is this sector so vulnerable? What remains are complex escalations, emotional situations, VIP customer management, and cases requiring genuine judgment and empathy. Everything repetitive, everything that follows a fixed pattern, already has a chatbot doing it faster and cheaper. Tier 1 support agents have between 80 and 85% exposure because AI already resolves most queries using trained knowledge bases. Job number 8. Software programmers and developers. This is probably the result that surprises people the most, because programming has always been considered an AI-proof career. According to Anthropic's research on labor market impact, computer programmers have the highest individual exposure level among all analyzed occupations, 74.5%. This does not mean programmers are going to disappear. While large language models can automate specific coding tasks, abstraction has always been central to software engineering. What is changing is the type of work. Less repetitive boilerplate code, more system design and AI oversight. Researchers at Yale, Stanford, and MIT have published consistent reports pointing out that jobs related to writing and coding, many of which require a college degree, are among the most exposed to AI-driven automation. The important part: junior developers who only write code without understanding architecture are at greater risk than senior developers who design complete systems. Job number 7. Medical record specialists. Medical record specialists have a 66.7% exposure level according to Anthropic's analysis. Areas like appointment automation, documentation, and billing within healthcare administration are among the first to transform. This is an important pattern to understand. It is not direct patient care that is at risk. It is all the administrative and paperwork processing work surrounding it. Diagnosis coding, insurance claim processing, records organization, all of that already has AI systems doing it faster and with fewer errors. Job number 6, market research analysts. Market research analysts have a 64.8% exposure level. Junior analysts face between 55 and 70% exposure, because AI-powered dashboards already flag anomalies and create automated reports without needing a human to manually compile the data. The pattern here is clear. AI loves structure. Give it enough historical examples and clear rules, and it will happily run the workflow on autopilot. That is why roles built on templates, forms, and dashboards are shifting faster than jobs built on relationships, negotiation, or hands-on work. Job number 5, copywriters and content assistants. Copywriters and content assistants have between 60 and 75% exposure, because AI generates drafts, rewrites, and content variations instantly. Marketing and advertising are among the industries adopting AI fastest, specifically for content generation, audience segmentation, and campaign analytics. What is surviving in this category is creative strategy, distinctive brand voice, and the ability to connect emotionally with a specific audience, not the production of generic text at volume. Job number 4, marketing assistants. Marketing assistants have between 50 and 65% exposure. Campaign generation, email automation, and social media captions already run through AI tooling. The operational and repetitive tasks of digital marketing, scheduling posts, generating ad variations, writing subject lines, are already in the hands of automated systems in most mid-size and large companies. Job number 3, logistics and supply chain workers. Logistics and supply chain is among the industries with the fastest AI adoption, specifically in AI-driven routing, forecasting, and tracking. This sector has a particular characteristic. It combines physical work, which is harder to fully automate, with planning and coordination work, which is being automated rapidly. Transportation and logistics appear among the first sectors impacted according to Oxford University studies on automation probability. Job number 2, traditional administrative and office roles. While the victims of past workplace automation were mostly factory and trade workers, today it is white-collar jobs that are first in line for AI-driven shakeups. Skills used in computer programming, marketing, financial analysis, and customer service have high overlap with AI capabilities, which in theory makes workers in those roles more easily replaceable by machines. Here is a fact few people mention. Women make up approximately 86% of the most vulnerable workers in these categories, according to recent research from Brookings and Govai. That means the negative effects of automation will not be distributed equally across society. Job number 1, translators and interpreters. And we arrive at the most documented and measured example of all, with real economic data and not just projections. A study investigated the adoption of Google Translate across regions between 2010 and 2023. The findings showed that areas with higher usage saw slower growth in translator and interpreter jobs, with employment growth falling by about 0.7 percentage points for each percentage point increase in adoption. This is one of the few cases where we have more than a decade of real data, not speculation. And the pattern is exactly what many feared. As the tool improved and was more widely adopted, employment growth in that specific profession measurably slowed down. What persists are translators specialized in high-precision legal, medical, and diplomatic contexts, where a translation error has serious consequences. Generic document translation and casual conversation are already mostly solved by AI. Before we close, I want to give you the full context, because alarmist headlines rarely tell the whole story. There is no measurable evidence so far that AI is putting Americans as a whole out of work, according to economists. Goldman Sachs projects that AI's impact on overall employment will be mild and short-lived, rather than causing widespread and permanent job losses. They estimate the unemployment rate may rise by about 0.5% during the transition. Task automation does not equal job loss. Most roles will remain, but they will change substantially. And here is the most important data point of this entire video. The World Economic Forum estimates that AI will displace around 9 million jobs, but the number of new jobs being created exceeds it, around 11 million. The salary premium for AI proficiency sits between 20 and 40% across industries. That is the market telling you something important. Learning to use these tools is not optional, it is the biggest salary difference available today. The single biggest career risk in 2026 is not that AI takes your job. It is inaction. If your job falls into any of these categories, this is not a professional death sentence. It is a clear signal that you need to position yourself on the side of those who use AI, not on the side of those competing against it. If this video gave you clarity, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And subscribe, like and comment if you want us to keep analyzing real data on how AI is transforming work. See you in the next video.